Hi everyone, welcome to BumbleBeeCrafts. Thanks for tuning in to another Fabric Friday video from me. Today we're doing a little project that is part of some prep work for my Slow Stitch Sundays, which is going to be coming very soon here on my channel. So yeah, I want to make myself another one of these little cute needle books, although it's got a lot more than needles in it because it's very chunky. So I've got prepped out a couple of bits here, and I just thought I would switch the camera on and show you guys how I've made this cute little needle book. Shall I show you what I've done? I've got some lace down the spine, a nice button closure here. This is the needle that I've been working on to sew this all up. Now my stitching gets better. It's been a long time since I've done a lot of these stitches, yeah, as the book has gone on, like my stitching around here has become really neat all around here. I mean, that bit there is so neat and straight. Even when I sewed this on, compared to when I first did these, they were a bit wonky, but it adds character, and it's my first little needle book that I've actually ever made, believe it or not. Normally I just keep my needles in the little container that they come in, and they just stay in my big sewing box and that's it, kind of thing. But in doing the slow stitch, obviously I'll be showing you bits that I'm doing on camera, but then I'll be working on it hopefully during the week, which will mean I'll be taking it downstairs to work on while I'm watching some TV or something. So I needed a portable case that was nice and easy. Plus, the reason why I've got 3 that I want to make is I tend to leave the bits with the project that I'm doing. So if when we come to do our other Fabric Friday videos, because I've got some ideas that I do want to share with you guys as well over the coming weeks, then I can keep a little needle book up here with my Fabric Friday ideas book, so that I can then, if we want to create ideas, work on things and stuff, I've got a set here. And then the third one, if any of you guys have been followers of my Fabric Fridays for a while now, I'm going to be doing a little giveaway for you guys. So the third one, it's going to be a giveaway. Now the giveaway is not going to be for several weeks now because I have a lot of projects going on. I've got a birthday at the end of the month, so I'm taking a bit of time out. Then we're going to do a few little things. I've got design team work, there's obviously slow stitch projects, and my mother-in-law's teaching me to knit as well, so there's a lot going on. But stay tuned for further down the line with my Fabric Fridays. Okay, so let's show you, that's me waffling, let's show you what I've got here. So I've got this lovely cotton material. It was just from a fat quarter. I just really liked the pattern, and then I bought myself a pack of long pieces of they're A4 in the height, but they're nice. They were really long pieces of felt, and they came with this pack, but I haven't opened this pack of embroidery thread yet, so that I could make these little books. So I've got a button closure with a loop that's just been sewn in there, so that can just go and ties over around there, because I knew it was going to be chunky, so I needed something to hold it quite secure. I've just done a blanket stitch all the way around the outside to join them together. So in this front one, we've just got a little pocket here. I've got a couple of little my sewing clips and the needle that I was working on. I've got some pins and some needles in here as well, and there's a space down there. And this was the very first page that I sewed, and as you can tell, it's very wonky and not very straight, but I do get better. This one I created a few little loops, so I've got my fabric marker pens in there. This one, I loved how neat this came up, and I did a little chain stitch along here, but because I used only 3 threads, it didn't really come up as good as I wanted it to, but that's fine. And so we can pin bits on here. couple of little swatches to pin stuff on. I've already got a little bowl pin there with some buttons, so I want to fill this with some more bits as we go along. I've got a little pocket here that's got a little loop for something to tuck in. Another big pocket here. This you guys might remember from my Fabric Fridays did have all my needle and threads and things in it, but it also had the templates that I made for my flowers and my yo-yos that we were doing in our projects. So I decided that this would be really quite nice to hold it in here. So again, I just blanket stitched all the way around and attached that to there, but I left it so that there's a nice big pocket behind there as well, so we could put some bits in there. This one has got a big loop here, and then there's a little loop there. Another page that's got some bits for you to pin things on there. If that was straight, it'd have been neat, but never mind. That's the back page of that. I made myself a little scissor holder here, just so that I can keep them tucked in nicely in there. And again, it's just been stitched around. Then I've got a nice big piece of felt attached there so that we can pin things in. And then the pocket at the back I decided to do into two. I've just put my tape measure and a couple of little, these are chalk ones, those other ones are water, I think they're water soluble or air dry ones. And then that's the back. So that's my little needle book. So I thought we'd have a go and I'd show you how I made it, because it's very simple and easy to do. So the size I went for was A5. I basically just put my material on my board here and measured out A5 so that when that closes, that gives us a nice little book that I think is just a nice size for you to have a few little bits in. So this is the cover of this one, and I'm going to back it with this lovely blue. I ended up putting a third page in my book, but I might just keep these as two so they are a lot thinner. So I've gone ahead and cut two of these out, and they are ever so slightly smaller than A5. I cut it at A5 first and then trimmed it down just to keep it a little bit smaller. So you can see if I lay it out on here, it's just that bit smaller. So hopefully when it goes like that and folds, it won't, like we do with our journals and our pages, it won't hang out. So that's number one. Number two is exactly the same. That's upside down, there we go. That's it. I've just backed it with the yellow, and I've got these two colours that again are slightly smaller, and they're going to go on the inside there to create our little booklet like that. So what I want to do now is just get some ideas for some pockets for these ones. So what we need to do, if we do this one, we take our pages out. We don't need to do our pages yet. I figured out that it would be better to do all of these pockets first, because I didn't want the stitching showing through on the outside. So if we unclip this, we don't need these on here. That's our nice little cover that can go over there. I found a use for one of those boxes that I made in one of my design team projects for Rach and Bella. I've got all my little clips in there. They fit in there perfectly. Okay, so this is going to be the inside. Now, oh, I didn't get my elastic. I knew there was something. I kept looking at my layout thinking, have I got everything I need for the video? But I didn't get elastic. Bear with me. Right, here we go. There's my elastic. Have I got any loose? No. There we go. Right, here's my elastic. I just got this from, it's round elastic, it's black, and it's 10mm oh, it's 10 meters, sorry, and it's 2 millimeters thick, so it's not too, it's nice. I use these for my traveler's notebook style journals. So I made this one quite big. I don't think I need on this second one it to be as big. So if I just roughly measure about there, and if we, this I tell you, it's not precise, you know me, I don't tend to measure things very much. Yeah, if we do things a little bit smaller, I think that's a good size. So let's cut that elastic there, and while we're here, let's do one ready for our third little needle book that I'm going to make. So I will put that in there. Actually, I'll attach it to the front, look, so we know where it is, because we're not doing that one yet, so that one can go up there out the way. Okay. So we need to just measure, there's our A5, so it's just under 6. I don't think I measured it much actually, I think I just went by eye. Which side is, yeah, that's fine. And then I just need to clip this on here. Tell you what I'll do, I'll measure this way, look. That's a easier way to do it, isn't it? There we go. Grab pin. There. So that's what you need to clip on first. That will then get flipped over, and when we finish it, we can attach it like that, so it's on the inside. You do see the little bit of a loop there, but you're securing it nicely inside. So that's what I want to do there. Now I need to work out the center again. Let's do this. Here we go. Let's do this by marking this one, I think, because then I know how far in to come with the pockets. So it's about 10.5, 10.5, I think, either side. So I'm just going to do that. Make sure we are, and then I'm just going to line those two up and do, as I said, this disappears, this marker. I just got a pack of them from Amazon. I don't think they're any particular branded one. Okay, so that's our center line. Now we can decide on our pockets. That's the way, isn't it? That's the front. Get it up the right way. What colours have we got inside? We've got a few bits of felt left. I'm just looking through what I've got left in here. Those are, what did we do? Use yellow? We did use yellow in there, so let's have the yellow ones. Those two are colours for that project. What are we going to have? Do we have the yellow next and then the blue? Because what I like to do is like coordinated them. I suppose it doesn't really matter, but you guys know me, I tend to like things to match. Okay, so if we're going to have a yellow page on there, shall we have a yellow pocket? Now do I put that all the way down there? How did I do that little pocket? I put it on like that, didn't I? And the other pockets were edge to edge, weren't they? Yeah, I think we're going to do it. Come in slightly. So where's my scissors? And I'm just going to cut up there. And that is pocket number 1 for the inside. So I'm just going to pin it. There we go. So I want to do the same on here, but then on the back one I did split it in 2. So let's do that. And then what we'll do is when we sew this up, stitch around, I'll stitch down the middle of that one. Okay, so that's what our inside cover is going to look like. Attached to the front with a couple of little pockets. Okay, move that to the side. We'll get to do some sewing in a little while. We want page 2. And on this page, I think I would like, this isn't straight, it doesn't look straight. No, I didn't think it was. It goes slightly wonky. There we go. I'm going to have that up the top, I think. And then do we, again, I'm not very good at cutting straight, guys. You probably know that by now. Not freehand anyway. I think I'm just going to do this. And have, like we've got on this page, I've got the 3 of them, but I think I might just have the 2 on this one. Gives a bit of space then to put the pins in, doesn't it? Let's grab a pin. Let's see. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm just going to pin this. So that's that page. Now I wanted to create, let's just see, what have we got? Yeah, I wanted to create the loops. Now what I do, oh, I've got one prepared there, look. Ah, okay. Let's see if we've got any bits of material. No, we need to cut some of this. Let's close my pins up. So to do the loops, I used a piece of this material hidden inside the loop, so it gave it a little bit more rigidness, if that's a word. There. Okay, so let's cut a piece of this off. Move you to the side. Use an edge that's straight would help. And basically all I did was folded that way, give myself a little bit of a lip, and then that folded up. Sure. I'm going to grab my rotary cutter here, and we're just going to do this by eye. There we go. As I said, I wanted to keep this nice and simple. I wasn't measuring. I'm not using my sewing machine or anything. Okay, so we don't need it that long. There we go. Right, so what I was doing was just tucking this like so, and then this came over to meet it like that. There's one of my clips on the end. In fact, I used clips all the way along this actually. It was just easier. Now, I don't know if this is long enough for what we want. I need to mark the center of this, don't I? Let's go again with the mark. Actually, I'm going to try the white one, see if it doesn't show up as much. So this tool, the metric grader square, I have had this since my college days. So since I was 16 years old, I've had that. Gosh, well, 60, yeah, when I left college, I left school at well, I was 15 when I left school, because of the year, how things changed that year. Okay, I'm just making sure I've got equal distance either side before I make my mark. That's about right. It's not going to show up, is it? We'll have to use this one. You won't see it time it's stitched. Is that still level? Okay. So yeah, I've had this a long time. Same time as I've had my sewing machine. Because I got everything with some trust money that I had put away for me for when I finished school. And I got my sewing machine. I got all the bits that I needed for my dressmaking course in college. So yeah, it's been a long time. Okay, so that's the center. Now with this one, let's see how I did this. I wasn't sure, again, I was just testing things out. I wasn't sure how far over. When I did this one, I did it a lot better in doing it like that. So what I'm going to do is I make sure that the loose edge here that will get stitched down, I'll show you, we'll stitch this, is down, so that when you put your pens in, you're not catching anything. And I'm just going to fold it like this to get the center is there. And I'm actually going to put this one right on the center this time, on there. And then I just moved my pen, when I came to sew it, I just moved my pen in, stitched, pen in, stitched, and then what was left cut off that we didn't need. But we'll come to that. I'll show you properly when I do that one. We're just laying everything out on this video. So that's going to be that one. So what do we have on the inside of this? We've got our scissor one, but the scissors I actually want to move further forward, I think. So if I move them onto the second page, what have we got? We've just got another carrier for some pins. Okay, let's have a look. We're going to have you there, pocket, pins and needles, marker pens. On this page here, we're going to have the scissors. I will come to this one in a minute. I'm just going to pin, let's just pin you there, clip you there, the scissors. That matches nicely. Not sure what I've got on the centre. Shall we have a couple of bigger squares? Is that the only bit of pink that I've got? It is, by the looks. So we'll do something with that material on that one, but I'm going to need to cut another piece of my pink felt. Okay. Again, we're not straight. Why aren't we straight? Let's trim you like so. That's maybe it's that end. I'm not sure. It looks kind of straightish. So I'm just going to cut a strip off of here. Make sure we're straight on the board. And I'm going to use this so that I can try and get a straighter line. Go with that. Oops, don't move. I moved, look at that. It's because I'm not standing up. I'm not very good at doing this sitting down. I need the pressure. Standing up, that's fine. That's fine. I should be keeping all my little scraps. They'll be great for stuffing things and things like that. I've got ideas to use. Some of like these could be used as stems in my slow stitching, all sorts of things. I never throw anything out. Right, okay, so let's make, where are we? Let's have you there, and let's stuff you so that we get a little padded one. I like doing that with some of these. So basically what I'm going to do is put this on here. Stitch it around like so. I know I haven't given myself a great deal, but that's fine. Actually, I think I will make it a little thinner, make my life a bit easier. A bit thinner and a bit thinner. There we go, a bit smaller. That will make it easier to do this. So I see these on Pinterest. I've been looking on Pinterest, and they're absolutely beautiful. And there are several, when you click on them, several links to show you how they've been made and everything. But I just wanted to give it a go and thought, I'm sure I can figure this out myself. It's been a while since I've done things like this. Okay. So I just need to snip these little corner bits. Basically we miter the corners, and then that is going to be a little padded pocket, because I've got a couple of little ones like that in here. That's padded on there, where this has got some padding behind it as well. Just makes it easier for the needles and pins to go in. So that is going to go on there. So let's just, where's my needles gone? There they are. I'm going to put you there and you on that one. So we have our inside cover done with the pockets. We have our first page. I just need to do this, don't I? So what did we have on here? We had 2 of those with the blue, and what I think I'm going to do with this one is grab a piece of the blue and just have, like I did on here, a long piece of the blue to tuck in. So let's cut another strip of the blue, and roughly how wide do we think we want the bit blue? Let's measure it with this pink bit that we cut. Yeah, I think this width is a good width. I'm going to stand up this time so I do not go wonky. Right, so we're lined up and we're lined up. Just excuse me as I stand up. There, perfect. I should have stood up last time. Okay, and the thing is we just get little fibres in my mat because it's a self-healing mat, so get rid of them before it heals itself and they get trapped. Okay, so on this side I can kind of see where the center is because that line, so we're about there, so we want to come about there. That's going like that, and that's going on the center there, so I'm going to just pin this. On there. Okay, so that is one complete page ready, obviously not sewn but pinned, ready with our ideas to go on to there. So page 2 was going to have the scissor there. So how I did this scissor thing, let's show you how I did this, is 2 pieces of paper, 2 thicknesses of this material. So I just had a piece of material, I folded it over, scissors, where are they? Let's grab them from here. I literally just put my scissors on here and I have just angled this enough so that they fit in at an angle like that. I will cut this excess off. We can do that now, can't we? So they're my scissors. Get them lined up as best as I can. Then I'm going to come in, and where my fold lines are, we can get you straight, I'm going to just go slightly wider so that I can, why did I do this one? Where are we? Yeah, I backed this one with felt as well, but the scissors get caught on it, so I'm not going to do that with this one. I'm not going to back it, I'm just going to do the double thickness, unless I put the felt on the inside. I wonder, it's just that I wanted something that was a bit thicker and sturdier for when you're putting your needles in and would hold it. Maybe I should put some felt on the inside. We could use a bit of this on the inside, couldn't we? Yeah, let's do that. We'll sandwich a bit of this in here. Let's get it right at the top where we want it. Just going to clip that there. Doesn't look straight, does it? Okay. did I fold? Just looking to see. Yeah, I'm just going to cut this now. Let's cut this bottom bit off. Okay, make sure, oops, throwing my clips around, we've got that level. Oh, I see, I'd cut it. I need to cut a bit more off this. Fair enough. As I said, this is just me making it up as I go. Right, so the scissors will go nicely in here. I'm going to clip you, take that one off so that I can measure my scissors. Let's go back to this line here. Take you out. And then if we cut here, we can stitch that up. Cut there, stitch that up. I don't need to fold it because there'll be too many thicknesses. So I'm going to cut that off there. I'm just going to stand up for this one. Did not cut that very well, did I? I was trying to do it at an angle, that's why. That's there we go, that's better. That's better. Okay, so keep these clipped together. I can keep them both together like this. There we go. That, where are we? Let's bring our book back. We're going to have that on this page, aren't we? And we're going to sew around, sew down here, and then my scissors will fit nicely in there. Okay. So I'll pop mine back in here. So if we've got that on that page, what do we want on this side? Let's have a little look and see what else we've got in here. Basically just spots to hold pins. We've got a couple of little ones like that, haven't we? There's a couple of other little pockets. So what have we got? One pocket, pin space, loops, scissors, pin space or clips, some more pin, clip space and a pocket. So I'd like a couple more pockets, I think. So I'm going to have some pockets on the inside here. Let's use what we've got left. I'm just going to measure the middle again. In fact, let's unclip this. We know where that one's going to go. And let's measure my centre. Where'd my pen go? Here we go. That's about center. That's about center. And then I'll do that about center, and then join them up. I must check my time doing these. I was hoping to start doing a bit of sewing. We're up to 40 minutes, gosh. You're going on there. I think what I'm going to do is start doing a bit of sewing, because I wanted to show you how I was doing it. So let's just move our pages to the side, keep them in order, and come back to our cover. Now I want to use some blue thread, and I think I've got some blue already separated. So let's grab a needle. These needles are they're hand needles for embroidery and crewel, however you say that, and they are sizes 5 to 10, so they're a mix. So they're not numbered or anything in the order, so I don't know what size is what, but I'm just using this needle here. I've got some blue thread. Now, can I thread this straight away? That's the problem. Just excuse me, I'll probably come off camera so I can hold it up to my eyes and see. There we go. Now let's knot it. How I knot anything is I just put the thread, that end, hold it, wrap it around. I always do it 3 times, and then using my fingers, it's pinching it, and then I just pull it all the way through, and that's how I knot that off. Okay, so I need to take this off for the moment, because we need to come and stitch this. So I'm just going to loop in, not going right the way through the knot. You're not going to see this. This is going to be tucked in on the inside anyway, so that's good. I'm just going to do the same again to get it started. Okay. Now I am going to go in, up and down, and just over this and secure it in place. Do a few of these, nice and tight. And then I think on the last the one that I did this quite a number of times, and then I went up through the elastic as well, so it was really secure. So that it's just a case of securing it on to the felt, because obviously it's going to have a lot of pulling and opening and stuff, so I need it to keep it nice and secure. So as you're going to see it from this side, that's not too bad. Okay, so now I've got, let's take the clip off, that's held it enough in place. So now when I come up, I want to come up inside that elastic. It's a bit tough to go through, but at least that way I know it's secure. So I'm going to go down through the elastic. Just push that down. You can hear it, it's a bit tough to pull it through, but that one's come out. Look, I've pulled them out. Damn. Okay, this happens. Didn't happen on my last one. It's typical, isn't it? It happened while I'm filming. Let's re-secure this one. I don't know if there's an easier way to do this, but this is just me stitching something together. Okay, let's go through that elastic. Oof, tough. That's through. And hopefully this will secure this one in place. And I'm just going to keep going and going until I'm pretty sure it's secure. I think I'm going to come up one more time inside that elastic if I can. Like so. Oops, unthreaded it. My coordination sometimes is just not very good. The amount of times I stabbed myself with the pin or the needle when I was doing my book was unbelievable. I'm just so clumsy. So clumsy. It's like when I was learning to knit. Mother-in-law left me to it for to do a few stitches, and I honestly don't know how. I had the needles in my hand and I was going like this. Next thing I know, I only had a few left on this needle because I was transferring it onto this one. Next thing I know, this needle had gone from my hand, flicked up, somersaulted in the air and landed halfway across the living room floor, and I was just like left with these loops loose here, and it's just like, where has it just gone? I was like, oh my god, I'm going to lose all my stitching. It's like, how can you flick a needle out of the stitching and all the way across the room? Only I could do that. Only I could do something like that. Oh, there we go. Rethreaded it. That was a bit tough. Right, let's go back down through the elastic. Ooh, push you through. You will be secure and you will not come out. Yeah, look at that. Much better. That's what you want. So now we just need to knot it off. Which I'm just going to bring it down here a few times, like so. And then this next one, I will do this as a knot because I really do want it secure. Most of the others, I'll show you, I don't actually knot it. I hide the loop inside. It was an embroidery trick that I learnt. Right, where are my little scissors? Okay, so you're not going to see how messy or anything that is. All you have is that on the outside, but you're going to have your pocket here anyway, so you don't tend to see it that much. Okay, so that's nice and secure on there. Brilliant. So that's what's going to go on here. Okay, so let's sew the pockets on next. How are we doing on time? We might get one of them done. So I'm going to knot first. Like so. Trim that down. And this is where sometimes my pockets go a bit wonky. I need to keep them nice and straight. That should be straight. And I'm going to come in and do a blanket stitch. Now I'm hiding my knot under here, even though it's not going to be seen. This is how I would do it for any of my pockets. So I'm just going to do a couple of stitches over this top bit just to secure it, and then I can start my blanket stitch, making sure the loop is round like so. Just move you down. Okay, so we can go, kind of feel like I'm doing it backwards. Oh, I'm going to lose my thread again, but it's not. There we go. That tight, and then it's coming. There we go. And there. Oops, make sure I don't go around that loop. So if you guys can see this, let's see, do I need to zoom in? Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see. Nope, the other way. There we go. Let's zoom into that. And then what I'm doing is I'm coming up, making sure this thread is to the side, and that's my blanket stitch. So I'm coming up on my next one, keeping the thread to my side and looping down. You guys may already know this, some of you may not. And that is a nice little blanket stitch along the edge there. I do love this blanket stitch. I used a lot of it in my journal, my little needle book. If I carry on, I'll show you how I go around a corner, because this is great for going around corners, this stitch. Okay, so I'm going to come in at an angle like this, so my points under here, probably come back up at that same one, keeping the thread still to the side. So you've still got it there to the side, coming up, but this time it forms a little point. So now the next one is down at the bottom here, it comes up and goes straight into that same hole. You want your thread again to the side, and then that, when you pull it, is a square. So let's do our next one, thread to the side, pulls tight, well, not too tight. Can you see that in focus? So I'm just going to carry on all along here, do this one, do the same with this. When I join these two together, again it was with blanket stitch all the way round on here. I did the blanket stitch, so I'm going to get that done, and then I think this is actually going to be a two-parter. I wanted to do I've got another project that I want to do in preparation for my slow stitching, but this is turned to be a going to be a two-parter, I think, because I want to show you guys how I do my looping. As I said, there's probably people out there that are much more professional, much more used to doing these kind of things, but if you're a beginner or just haven't done this for years, and I mean, I haven't done hand sewing since my early 20s, so a long time ago. So yeah, I will be back in part 2 where we will get this hopefully somewhat finished, yeah, we can use it as a lovely little needle book. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it's inspired you to have a go at your own needle book. They're so cute and handy to have. I think much better than my little box, just plain old sewing box that I have. So yeah, thank you very much for following along and watching, and I will see you in part 2. Take care everyone. Happy crafting. Bye.